Listen to the horses leave the barn here at Oswego Speedway. We are live on Shaggy TV for Week 8 action here at the Oswego Speedway. And a place that, well, normally covered in asphalt, but this man may have a little something to do with it getting covered in dirt. Maybe didn't start the tradition. Not too sure, honestly, how it all kicked off, but I know Dino and the Super Dirt Car Series, they cover it in dirt once a year, and they go run some big block and small block modifieds around the place, and it is a big event. I believe... No, all right, I want to call it Super Dirt Week. It might be. It may be called Super Dirt Week. Dino's going to hate on me for it. Somebody in the chat can tell us what the truth is. I'm sure there's a Dean Reynolds fan out there watching that could 100% fill us in and make sure I'm telling facts. But right now, 11 guys in the session. Let's take a look here. We'll go park it still. I want to bring up the points for you guys. Well, and for me, too. The big slow, Devin Hauer. He is your point leader. He's got him by a Benjamin. Full 100 points here. Devin Hauer, he gonna gas money there. P2, Brandon Geiswhite. He's gonna need Devin to have a couple hiccups here to close out the season if he wants to have a shot at the championship. Scooter holding down P3, Peyton Anderson P4, but that one's still up for grabs. Jamie Massey not here. Casey Childers not here as well from what I see, but they're in that battle. Peyton is here in that 43 machine. You don't get to see Peyton because I left the points up there. You get to see Peyton cut it in the grass there. Let's take a look at the fast guy right now. Willie Cuddy in the 23. He's at the top of the charts. He's got the 41 of Tyler Knopf trying to work off the rear end. Let's see what the 41 can do as we jump on the nose here. Oh, he gets a good run coming out of 2. Going to take a peek into 3. Slide job there. And, well, these guys at this point just having some fun. You got to widen the track a little bit. I see my sounds are kind of loud, so if I need to lower them much more, just let me know. Complain to me in there. Tell me you can't really hear me. Maybe you don't want to hear me. Wouldn't blame you if that was the case. Is the point leader here in the 316, Devin Hauer. Finally out here on the racetrack. Lap time's pretty low there. A full second off. He's going to look to find a little bit more time. Get a little more comfortable in this 316. And he does. Obviously, the track's lost its shine, as they'd say. Not so, or maybe gaining a little bit of shine. Not as much grip out there as earlier in the session. So Devin Hauer not going to be able to put down the lap times that you'd see, you know, in the early stages. That I'm assuming this driver, Brandon Geiswhite here. Oh man, I was having a slip up. I was going to talk about Willie Cuddy, but then he wasn't on the track. So man, I don't know what I was going to do. I was going to combine those guys, and then I saw the W logo on the hood. That kind of threw me off there a little bit. I believe that's an energy thing. I've seen those around on Facebook. Not for sure. Gas Money, if he gets on the podium, he can tell us all about it. Is the 41. He tears up a race car going down the front stretch. Tyler Knopf. Good thing we're not limited to a couple rides here tonight. JP Shed out on the racetrack in the 06. Now JP still in 11th, but 2/10 quicker than the big slow Devin Hauer. And, you know, that says something. They're out here similar times. Both of them now have completed 4 laps. And JP Shed 2/10 the second faster. Not too sure if we'll see Devin Hauer get back out on the racetrack or not. Let's find Jesse Richter here in the 8. See if he can shake the scales here in New York. Jesse gonna Gonna pull it off the racetrack. Sean Grimes Jr. in the 74. Work that inside a little bit. Now, you see that we are getting a little bit of shadows. Not too sure what the track state will be like for the feature. Or, I mean, the sun setting. Actually, let's see. Can I? They're going to be a little bit here. Let me find out if maybe I have a display for that. I seriously doubt I do. But got time to look. No, it doesn't look like I do. I just have the weather data there, and the time doesn't pop up there, but you can see 69 degrees. Air temperature, 70 degrees. Track temperature. Go up to the press box view. You get to see the Canadian and the USA flag there going down the front stretch. Let's see here. Do I have a... No, don't really like that one. I haven't messed around with these ones in a while. I labeled this as infield track camera, but you see it jumps too many cameras. Like, this isn't bad for the corner, but this is kind of useless. Need to cut that out in warm-ups. You'll probably see me do that. See, but that camera's sweet. Dino getting down and chopping low through 3 and 4. Make them for a reason, but sometimes just get a little excited and maybe pop in a camera that's not necessary. Let's see who we're riding with. Looks like we're riding with JP Shed here in the 06. See the time up there? I imagine with not a big car count, they'll probably run a majority of this practice. You can't hold me to that. I lie all the time, but I wouldn't expect a shorter practice session here. That's for sure. Now, this is supposed to be my start of the race camera. So let's see. Why did I... Oh, okay, because when they come around... All right, see? It's going to be a decent camera, and then I'll give you that into turn 1, and then I'll do a little magic. Possibly pop it to TV2. Right now, this is definitely your battle here. You got gas money on the inside. The 06 on the outside, and gas money with a little bit of a slide job there through 1 and 2. He's got beatbox on there. DLN. Let's see some of these other ones. Cuddy Speed Shop. Or Cuddy Shed Shop. Cuddy Shed Speed. Oh my God, I did it wrong 3 times with it. Even written right there in front of me. Yeah, I told these guys to fill up this spot. Let's see how many of them listened to me. Now, whenever he pulled off, made it disappear. With the Raging Cajun. Nothing for Braden Burnett. We got Bill Steen for Peyton Anderson. We got Reaper Apparel Company here for Sean Grimes Jr. Same for Tyler Knopf and the Speed Ranch setups as well. I missed that on the other one. Almost identical. Maybe like their teammates or something. That's a joke. They are teammates. And they're the ones who pay the bills around here. as far as I know, too. So I got to be nice to the guy who cuts my checks. As Willie Cuddy gets in the mix there in 1 and 2, he bounces to the outside. And plenty of time here. Still 10 minutes left for the guys to play around. Let me know who you're rooting for here tonight. So we got any other good battles out here right now? The answer is no. Bachman kind of stuck here in the middle. We can ride off James's nose here as he goes shopping under the 74. Sean Grimes do got a little bit of a battle on our hands now. Junior to the inside. Well, Junior on Junior, actually. I just caught that. Sean Grimes Jr. in the fence, and, well, that was a good time to catch that. If something iRacing I'm really surprised hasn't fixed yet. That's been around, I guess, a year now since the racetrack came out. But if you hit the outside wall in that awkward way right there in the center, you will disappear. It's going to teleport you to the pits. And, well, it's going to take a while to tow you there. Even though it shows your car there, it's got you going over the fence. And that is not a mistake you want to make here. Is the aid of Jesse Richter. Just trying to go to work here on... Who do we have there? It's clearly it's got a 3 on the side of it. Oh wait, that was Junior. That's right. So the double deuce is in a 3 paint scheme here tonight. I'll try to remember that. He got I think I was told that I was getting his name wrong in the beginning of the year. I was calling him because he's not in here right now, but there's another driver, Samuel Bachman, who spells it a little differently, and I was calling him Ballman, you know. And, well, he had to correct me. So Bachman here, Junior, I gotta correct you, man. We gotta get the right paint on that sucker here. If you want me to fall in love with you and make it easy, gotta make it easy on me. Here's the 23 works to the inside. He's trying to hunt down the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Let's see, Dean Reynolds got the Bowman design there. World of Outlaws. Let's see here. Do we have any other good ones? Any sponsors? Doesn't look like I've got a good zoom camera here, I don't think. Yeah, not gonna be the best here tonight with getting the getting the sponsors. Sean Grimes Jr. he calls it quits. Gonna pull it into the pit. 7 minutes left here in practice before we roll into qualifying. Ooh, Mike, we got Brewer in the stands drinking beer tonight. Well, you know, you could always drink and drive on the sim. That's where you're allowed to do it, Brewer. In fact, some people encourage it. You know, as long as we're doing it on the sim. Ooh. Bachman gets in the outside wall, and he's going to call it, or at least pull it in the pits here until we get ready to go. But not too much time, just a little over 5 minutes here. Yeah. Well, somebody's got to make friends with the concrete, and at least in this, track, you teleport to the pits. And you hit the concrete in the right place, so it's not even too big of a deal. But now, Mike, the thing is, if you're not out here racing, You've got to be the guy who lets us know what's going on with High Limit. But actually, now that I think about that, they're in California, so they're not even kicking off till probably right about now. So we won't miss a lot. I'm going to mute myself here for a minute or two. Come back with about 2 minutes left to practice. But we're going to sit right here. You'll get to watch everything. Stick around for a little bit of Outlaw Dirt Series Pro Late Model qualifying coming up soon. Never mind. I'm not going anywhere. They're advancing. I lied. I'm not going anywhere. That's hysterical. As we're going to call it here, we're going to get ready to go qualifying. 12 drivers here for tonight's Pro Late Models. Should be 2 heat races, I'd imagine, after qualifying. But let's see who pulls out of the pits first here. Right now it is looking like it's going to be that Cuddy Shed Speed Machine of the 23 of Willie Cuddy. He is out there first as he gets it rolling. Let's take a look here. Let's see what the 23's got. '23 holds the bottom real well there in 1 and 2. Maybe the best we see in this qualifying. That was smooth. Anxious to see what the lap time says here. He goes to the top shelf in 3 and 4. As the 23 brings it home, he's going to be P1 for a short time because Gas Money, he jumps to the top of the charts. Brandon Geiswhite, purple, sector 1, purple, sector 2. Can he improve on lap number 2? Gas Money slower through sector 1, slower through sector 2 as Willie Cuddy gnaws at the gap, but he's going to stay P2 as Gas Money, the only sub 18-second lap. As Dean Reynolds gets done, the big slow Devin Hauer here, his final time around. The 316 parks at P3, and with 7 drivers putting in laps so far, let's take a look here at the 8 of Jesse Richter. He takes the green for lap number 1, goes to the outside through 1 and 2. Richter goes to the bottom in 3 and 4. A little slider line floats up to the top in the middle of the corner. What's the lap time going to look like? Purple through sector 2, but couldn't find the speed in sector 1. Richter going to go around here, lap number 2. Quicker through sector 1. Blinks a little bit there. Hopefully it lets him keep the lap time. What can he do? Sector 2. Purple! Jesse Richter, the lap not going to count, though. It's going to tell him invalid lap because of the blinking. Been there before. Maybe he tapped the wall as well, but man, that's a tough break there. That looked like a quick time. As JP Shed comes out here, this is lap number 1. He's going to touch the wall there. This shouldn't count, I wouldn't think. We're not going to see it pop up. He's got to be perfect. This is the only lap he's going to get. Slower through sector 1, but just got to keep it off the wall. That's what he's worried about. JP comes across the line and put the 06 in P8. Tyler Knopf and Sean Grimes Jr., like I say, they are the league owners. Maybe, they were just going out there to help him beat up the racetrack, not qualifying, maybe not going to race here this evening. So we'll have to see. We'll take a look at the starting lineup, and that is the case. Not going to race this evening because, as you see, there's going to be 1 heat race. 1 heat race, 10 drivers. Let's take a look at that starting lineup. Row 5 to the outside, the double deuce of James Bachman Jr. to the inside, the 4 of Braden Burnett. Row 4 to the outside, the 06 of JP Shed to the inside, the double 4 of Scooter Chris Thibodeau. Row 3 to the outside, the 79 of Dino Dean Reynolds to the inside, the 8 of Jesse Richter. Row 2 to the outside, your point leader in the 316, the big slow Devin Hauer to the inside, the 43 of Peyton Anderson. Row number 1 for your one and only heat race here this evening in the Outlaw Dirt Series Pro Late Models. To the outside, the 23 of Willie Cuddy. To the inside, the 18 of Gas Money, Brandon Geiswhite. So we'll see here. Yep, we should go around 2 laps here. Pace truck didn't dive off from what I see. Nope. Go around one more time here before we get ready to go play here at the Oswego Speedway. Gas Money there in that 18. Ready to try and do it all. So we got, who is that? Braden Burnett trying to tear that thing up, get back up into line. As we will see the pace truck dive off this time by. Oh, we got a Wood out there. Let us know who you're rooting for tonight. I know Mike, he's out there drinking, rooting for ATM. He's a dead, or FTM. Might be rooting for money to go into the ATM too. Who knows? But as we roll through 3 and 4 for the final time, the green flag is high. It's ready to fly. Heat race number 1 is underway at the Oswego Speedway. There's 10 laps to play. Good jump there by Gas Money. He gets a big jump, but man, oh man, there's a sandwich here. 3 wide in front of Dino, the 43 of Peyton Anderson. He slides up in front of the point leader in the 316. But boy, oh boy there, got the elbows out here, lap number 1. Oh, Jesse Richter. He gives the 43 an earthquake, sends him to the outside, and all of a sudden, Peyton Anderson, he started 3rd, finds himself back in 9th. He is not going to be too pumped with that, but Jesse, he's got to take advantage of the move here. He's got to try to get some distance between him and the point leader. And the point leader's teammate in the 79, Dean Reynolds. Oh, he takes a peek as the big slow gets in the outside wall. He's stuck right front, broke, tore the front end off. And the big slow going to have to start in the rear end of tonight's feature. Not the way Devin Hauer wanted to kick things off, but it's not always how you want things to go. But Gas Money, 6 laps to go. Got some pace out front. Let's take a look here off the deck lid. Not too big of a gap there. You can see that 23 inching his way closer and closer. Has the lead cut to under half a second. Right at that 4/10 of a second marker. And Willie Cuddy's close enough that if he wants to think about a big move here in a lap or 2, he might be able to make it, but he's got to keep at this pace. He cuts it back down to the 3/10 of a second marker, but Gas Money absolutely steps on the accelerator coming out of 4. You see he's just making up all that ground coming off the corner. Anything Cuddy makes up in the center, Gas Money takes back on exit. And with 3 laps to go, who is going to bring this one home? Dean Reynolds, he's got a mirror full there. Braden Burnett, a little contact to 79, able to hold on. He's got to get that thing wide. He doesn't want to lose it like that. And Dino going to hold on to P4 for the moment. But man, oh man, it's getting racy. Burnett to the inside. He wants to throw a slider, but he clips the inside wall. Instead of lifting, goes up and bounces into Dino a little bit. Dino lets you go with 1, but not 2. And that second time, well, if Dino can get to him, he may be a little upset as, well, then he gets shoved around by the 44 of Chris Thibodeau. Not the night Dino will want to write home about. But final time through 3 and 4, checkered flag waves. Gas Money brings home heat race number 1, your one and only heat race, followed by Willie Cuddy, Jesse Richter, Braden Burnett, and JP Shed, your top 5. Now, we should be interviewing the leader here, or the winner So let's just go ahead. I won't waste any time here. We're a one and done. Gas Money, I see you're muted. You're going to have to unmute yourself. There we go. Hey, man, you win the one and only heat race. That's half the battle. How are we feeling going into the feature?
The cart going out for the qualifying, the setup felt like it was on rails. I felt pretty confident. I always know that Willie and Devin are always pretty quick, so I was just trying to focus and keep my line.
Yeah, I know you're trying to, like you say, focus on your own thing, but I mean, I gotta juice you on here. I gotta poke the bear. Did we see that Devin gonna finish last there in that heat race? So this is a chance for you to maybe, start climbing that mountain and make up some points here. Do you think you can finish this, pull it off here tonight?
I'm hoping. I feel pretty comfortable with the setup. I didn't know that Devin is starting towards the back. He's always a tough guy. He'll be one to definitely watch because he's always quick in the features.
Yeah, where you obviously it's kind of a guessing game at this point. Not a whole bunch of cars, but do you think we're going to see two lines develop, or is it kind of that slider line you've been running that's going to be the main line tonight?
I think towards the end it's going to get racy. I know I started realizing there that the slider line was starting to disappear. I was watching my relatives and saw that Cuddy was catching me there a little bit, but I got the hookup coming out of the turns, and it was whatever he gained, I got back.
Yeah, I mean, you basically took the words right out of my mouth. He'd make up time on that corner entry, but boy, oh boy, that thing was a rocket coming off the corner, and I can't wait to see what you can do here. I'll be wishing you luck, brother. Give him hell, man.
Thank you.
That's Brandon Geiswhite. Gas Money's going to start on the pole for tonight's feature, and well, with Devin Hauer having a little bit of bad luck. I mean, Willie Cuddy, he did look good there at the end. Looked like he had some speed. But it's tough to pass here at Oswego. So right now, he's got to be the favorite coming in. But the big slow, you see him at the top of the charts. He is going to wish he didn't dig himself such a hole to get out of here because he's got a quick race car. Everybody, oh man, they're going to want that top shelf here. Gas Money was right. Slider line is starting to go away, but guys, not even worried about the bottom. They are running the top here. I mean, some of them there, you see that W machine on the bottom. They're not really making up any ground. Well, no, I lied. Gas Money there. Okay, never mind. Geiswhite, he might be able to do it. Let's see what this lap time looks like. This is going to be the first one. He was talking to us, so he stayed in the car. Let's see. So that's going to be P7, but right now, Devin not really pulling away from him on that high side. So it could get interesting here. Maybe two lanes develop. Who knows? Braden Burnett goes out there, though, and steals quick time. So speed still out there on the racetrack. That was an 18.13. You can still go out there and find a quick lap. You just got to really work to do it. Devin Hauer, he's having to work to hold off the 44 Scooter, trying to scoot his way down to the inside of that 316. But I'm going to mute myself now. We got the interviews done. I'm going to go grab a drink, and we'll be right back for the Outlaw Dirt Series Pro Late Model feature here at the Oswego Speedway. As the checkered flag waves, warm-ups come to a close, and we get ready to do a little dancing here at the Big O, Oswego Speedway, bringing out the pro late models here on a Friday night. And then all of you, of course, are going to get on your flow racing, watch a little high limit when we get done here, but you're going to wait. You're going to wait because we got 40 laps, and it is going to be nonstop action here at the Oswego Speedway. Not a lot of cars, so I would not expect a lot of cautions. Let's see how these guys behave. Row 5 to the outside, your points leader, the big slow, Devin Howard. To the inside, Peyton Anderson. Row 4 to the outside, Dean Reynolds. To the inside, JB Jr., James Bachman. Row 3 to the outside, the 44 of Scooter, Chris Thibodeau. To the inside, JP Shed in the 06. Row 2 to the outside, Braden Burnett lines up in the 4. To the inside, the 8 of Jesse Richter. Devin Howard actually didn't even grid there. That's why my camera didn't move. A little shocked by that. But row number 1 for your Outlaw Dirt Series Pro Late Model feature at the Big O. To the outside, the 23 of Willie Cuddy. And starting on the pole, the 18 of Gas Money, Brandon Geiswhite. Like I say there, a little no-call, no-show for the big slow Devin Howard. Hopefully everything's all right for the 316, but this is a chance here for Gas Money to cut into that lead. He's got to take advantage of the opportunities given here tonight. May not get any more, so you know this won't even be enough to get into that 100-point lead. But they say you got to start somewhere. As the green flag's high, it's ready to fly. We've got 40 laps to play in the clay at Oswego Speedway. We're underway. Dean Reynolds to the outside there, shopping early. Jesse Richter to the inside, looking for P2. But he leaves the door open for Scooter. Oh, gets the door slammed shut in his face there on the entry to 3. And Chris Thibodeau has got to go back here, try to work his way under, but he can't because JP Shed is underneath him, the 06. Can he find a way around the 44? Gas Money up front, all alone here as the battle rages for second and fourth. Chris Thibodeau, he's under pressure. Willie Cuddy's under pressure. And Dean Reynolds, man, he just gets to sit back and watch the show here. Let's take a peek off the nose of this 79. Got a couple people shopping low in front. Dino chooses to go in the middle there, see if he can find some grip. But right now, he sees a slide job as Chris Thibodeau loses that spot to the 06. JP Shed works his way on around. And now Dino, he's got to wonder, can he do his homework? Can he get it done? As Richter, he takes a peek on the outside. Little contact with the Cuddy Shed. Oh, shot machine. And, well, Richter blinking a little bit there had me scared. I thought he went through the fence. And Dean Reynolds, he gets into the wall. Caution flag flies for the first time here at Oswego. Let's take a look here. I kind of saw it at the top of the screen, but Dean, he just gets loose there. Doesn't want to get into anybody, pulls it to the inside, and caution number 1 here. And Devin Howard, he'll get to catch up to the field. So nice little effort there to get Devin caught back up, and Dino can go in and get that quick repair. Works for both of them. Because Braden Burnett possibly went in and got some repair work done on that 4 as well. He's back in the back still. You may see the lights go off on the pace truck. Well, we're not going to See them go off in that camera view, and well, they're still on, so no, they click them off now actually, so we are going to go back racing here. And my apologies too if it sounds like I'm smacking my lips, but I got some dental work done again today, and man, I'm still a little numb, but the green flag's high. It's ready to fly. Gas Money drops the hammer, and we're back underway at the Oswego Speedway. Lap 7 is in the books. JP went to Disappearo land in that 06 as the caution flag flies. Let's see here, do we... Yep, you see, you're just about to get in the wall. Well, you're gone, and then you reappear in the pits. A little magic by the 06, but 2 cautions here in the first 8 laps. As they're already doubled back up. But they're not anywhere near the pace. All right, now they're, there we go. Yeah, get near that pace car for me, fellas. I know you can hear me out there. Whenever we're far away from that pace car, man, I might as well be Helen Keller up here announcing. I'm telling you. Under caution, anyways. Under caution. That 18W machine leads the way here. Light still on the pace truck. Not going green this time by. But every single one of these cautions help the Big Slow move on up the list. And Gas Money sees the championship just float away right in front of his fingertips. He can't grasp it. He can only do so much. He's won a couple races this season, but the consistency the 316 has showed has just been through the roof, and no surprise that he's working his way on up through the field. I think the lights were off. Put the lights back on here. Maybe waiting for JP to get back out on the racetrack. I got a feeling Jeff Kemper is out there watching. None of you guys know who he is. A couple people may. Jeff, if you are, we'll be practicing Sebring as soon as this thing is over, brother. I'm excited for that 12-hour race tomorrow. It is going to be a good one. If anybody else is running the endurance race tomorrow, throw it out there in the chat. What kind of car are you driving? We're going to be driving the Cadillac GTP. The 12-hour race at Sebring. Hopefully no rain. We're going to hope for no rain, but who knows. As the 18 of Gas Money gets ready to drop the hammer here in the middle of 3 and 4. Single file restart this time as we're back underway. Gas Money ready to play. Lap 8 in the books. Good start there for the 18. Devin Hauer makes a move on the inside. He gets by the 44 right away. Man, he made quick work there. Scooter moves that 316 on up to P5. And Devin Hauer, he's ready to play, but so is Richter in the 8 machine. Looks low on the 23. We've got a side-by-side battle coming off of 2. But the 23 with so much speed off that top shelf exit, able to hold on. And now Willie Cuddy, can he try and run down that 18 machine? Or is Gas Money just too quick out front? He's got to make sure he doesn't burn the stuff off. Got to make sure you have some tire in case you got a late race restart. But right now, Richter blinking a little bit. iRacing will give you a couple of them, but in the new update, you blink too much, they will send that car to the pits. So we're hoping the 8 of Jesse Richter can get things smoothed over and worked out. But the double deuce of James Bachman Jr. I think we had another one disappear. Nope, we didn't. So just... It took forever for the caution to come back out, apparently. And he did the right thing and towed himself before the leaders would come. And yeah, race car won't turn. He tries to straighten it out, tows himself, caution flag waves. And we'll get ready to line them up and do it all over again here. 3 cautions through 11 laps. We're going to be due for a green flag run here, I'd think. And Gas Money just got to hope that these restarts, he's not burning up his tires, that he's saving a little bit here for that final go. Still got plenty of time here in the 316. You see him inside of row number 3 there, Devin Hauer, in that white and teal machine. That's your point leader. Guy he's battling with, leading this race with the yellow smiley. Let's see what happens here in the final 3/4 of the race as the green flag waves. We're back underway at Oswego Speedway. Scooter tries to take that momentum and hold off the 316. For now, he does. Back into P5 as they enter 3, but a rough entry. And Devin Hauer, man, he's got the bottom rolling. He's got to check up a little bit. Didn't want to get into the back of Richter, who blinked out one more time. And I'm telling you, you only get so many now. So I don't know if he's a cat or what, but he's got about 4 lives left. iRacing not going to put up with that for too long, but they are 3, almost 4 wide in the center of the corner. They think better. They fan out the 2 wide going down the straightaway, but Devin Hauer, he is the big loser right now. The big slow started this restart 5th, has fallen back to 7th, 8th. Dean Reynolds with a little bit of a hiccup. Little contact for him. He was up to 6th. That gives Devin Hauer one of the spots back. But man, oh man, these guys beating and banging here as the battle on for 2nd. Willie Cuddy tries to hold him off. Counters back with a little crossover slide job. The 8 of Richter goes back to the basement here in 1 and 2. Not enough room for a slider, but he's going to ride him up the hill. And the 23 is going to get in the wall. It's going to be enough for Richter to move on up to P2. And now Peyton Anderson, he's got some podium dreams in the 43. He's going downstairs, trying to find some grip one more time. The big slow gets in the wall. As you see, Braden Burnett also gets in the wall. These guys using every inch of this racetrack. Burnett with a slide job. Devin's got a cut underneath. The big slow not living up to the name with a quick crossover. Good move there for the 316. Battle still on for 2nd here. As Cuddy, he goes back to the inside. Remember, he got in the wall a couple laps ago, but he's able to gather it up here, and with 22 laps to go, he's making a run back at P2 as the 8 of Richter, he tightens up. Right front possibly broken on that thing. Right front, I don't think maybe is broken. Let's see. Nope. Yeah, definitely was broken. You could see it rattling there, straighten up. Must have caught it on the front stretch wall. Well, we saw everything happen live, so no reason to go back and look at a replay there. But clips that front stretch wall, breaks the right front, and does the right thing. You just park it up against the outside wall. Don't want to bring anybody else into your mess. Well, Gas Money, man. He's gotta be worried maybe a little bit about that 23 now. It seemed like he found some speed there late, but he was having to battle with the 8 of Richter. Now that Jesse has fallen back in the field, can the 23 make a run here at the 18? Or is Brandon Geiswhite just too fast as Gas Money tries to bring home another checkered flag. But it may be off or not as the points leader Devin Howard keeps moving on up the charts. As the green flag's high, it's ready to fly. We're back underway. There's 21 laps to play. Gas Money, good run there through the middle of 1 and 2 as the battle's on for third. Peyton Anderson gets into Scooter a little bit, and Devin Howard tries to make it a 3-wide dance on entry. Can't find the run on exit. Give P3 to the Raging Cajun in the 44. Scooter gets a big run off the top shelf, and he's able to hold on to P3 going down the backstretch. He's the first guy to choose that high side willingly through 3 and 4, and he gets a good run. Braden Burnett trying to jump on the train here, all aboard. Can he get to the high side? Yes, he can. Peyton leaves open the door, and Devin Howard looking to join the fun here. He sticks it in the middle. 3 wide at the Big O. Willie Cuddy inching closer to your leader here. Gas Money, one mistake, and the 23 is gonna dance on the bottom here. As you see, 17 laps to go. I almost jumped the gun there, skipped the lap. But that 23, he is there, man. One mistake now. Even if the 23 maybe makes a mistake, he's there. If he overdrives the corner entry and gets in the back of Gas Money here, that could be all she wrote for the 18 as he tries to hold on and watch the laps tick away. We saw it. Burnett went around on corner entry. Caution, flag flies. That was a good time for me to mess around with those stationary cameras. It looks like Burnett just lost it all by himself on corner entry, and there was nowhere for my man Dean Reynolds to go. Let's take a look. Oh, you see, he doesn't want to get into the back of the 06. Is worried about overdriving. It jabs the brakes, and sometimes that's all it takes. Goes around, locks it up. Nowhere for the 79 to go. And we're under caution for the 5th time here at the Big O. With 13 laps to go here when we do get the green flag. Running out of cars out there on the racetrack. Only 8 puppies still out there playing. Well, 9, I guess. Burnett just pulled back out on the racetrack, but the double deuce, he called it quits. Bachman Jr., he had enough here of Oswego. I know he's out there watching, though. He didn't want to put on that high-limit race yet. He knew it wasn't time. Gas Money, man. Can he hold on? You know, he's been in this situation before. Hasn't treated him the best. What can he do? Can he hold on? He's been the dominant race car until these last couple laps. The 23 has not let him widen that gap. Gas Money's got to do his best to pull along the 44 here. Bicky, I can't tell if we're being sarcastic or not, but it is a really good league. I promise you that. It is. It really is. They put on some good shows. This is the green flag's high. It's ready to fly. We're back underway. 13 laps to play. But Tyler Knopf And I can't remember Sean's last name, but they were the two guys here, if you'd look at the beginning of practice. They were out there wearing the racetrack, and those are the guys to contact. They're two really, really good guys. And now that 23 of Willie Cuddy, man, he's ready to go to work. There's 12 laps. He cuts to the outside in 1 and 2. Going to try to look for a big run coming off the top shelf. Not enough to look under the 18 and send it just yet. If you're going to make the move, you got to have enough to make it stick. And, oh, Willie to the inside. Gas Money tries to make it rip off the top. He's got enough for now. What's that dub 23 going to do? The Cuddy Shed Speed Machine of Willie Cuddy. He takes a peek to the inside, and the point leader in the 316, he throws a little slide job. Willie Cuddy eating a little rear bumper for dinner here this evening at the Big O. And Jesse Richter, where did he come from? He tore the right front off that race car, had to go down pit road, and all of a sudden here he is back on the podium. We're 3 wide for P2 at the Big O. I don't know if this is going to work, fellas. The point leader, he gets bumped to the outside. He cuts back to the inside. Willie Cuddy falls back to 4th. And Jesse Richter, oh, he's got the scale shaking here in New York. He's coming for the lead with 8 laps to go. Jesse looking to mount a charge here. Not a lot of time. 7 laps to go this time by. As you see Gas Money hook up on that outside lip. Jesse just searching anywhere. He's got to go somewhere different if he wants to make this work. And he does. He goes to the bottom in 3 and 4. He makes up some time. He cuts the gap down to 1/10 of a second. He is right on the tail tank of the 18. Gas Money goes down there and shuts the door. This is where he's getting some spotter helper using that mirror a little bit. Richter ain't going to play around. He shakes up the 18. Little contact. 5 laps to go. You got fenders here in New York. Let's use them. Who's going to bring it home? Jesse Richter, can he get a charge? He's got to do it quick because they're letting the big slow run him back down. And if you don't make your move, it's going to be a 3-car party. Here, Jesse Richter, not the time, can't send it. Gas Money shuts the door. 3 fingers in the air, 3 more trips around for the 18 of Brandon Geiswhite. He's led this whole thing, but these last 10 laps have not been easy. He has had to fight to the death out here. He tightens up on entry. You see it float up. Richter gets a run there in the center of the corner, cuts the gap back down. There's 2 laps to play. The 8 of Jesse Richter. Let's go on the nose here as they enter 3 with 2 to go. Can he get close enough to rough him up? The answer is no. With the white flag in the air, we've got 1 more trip around. It's a 2-car dance here for the final time around the Big O. Jesse blinks a little bit. He comes back. Brandon, Gas Money. Can he bring it home? Final time through 3 and 4. He's going to hold on for the checkered flag here at the Big O. Gas Money brings it home. Jesse Richter, P2. And the big slow rounding out your podium. JP Shed, P4. And the 23 who looked oh so quick there in that middle stage falls back to 5th. But Gas Money, man. Oh, you thought he was going to stink up the show there for a while. But Jesse and Willie there for a little bit, man. They really made him turn it on, and that 18 machine had to work for it. Congratulations to Brandon Geiswhite. The man earned this one, and boy, oh boy, he's driving like a shark there, eating up all these wins. Let's see here if we can get a word here with our top 3 drivers. We'll start, of course, with the driver finishing third place, the 316 of Devin Hauer. We got to remind him that for some reason this room auto mutes your mic. So, Devin, there we go. Hey, man, how are we feeling tonight? You missed the start there. Not too sure what happened, but you get a couple cautions, get you caught up here, and, man, you're able to drive up to the podium. How are we feeling?
Well, we didn't have enough fuel in it, so I was hoping for an early yellow. That's why I missed the start. Um, Kind of kicking myself in the ass a little bit. Went to a little slider when I was chasing down guys right there, and I don't know if I just had a little right rear hit a hole up on the cushion or something, but it really upset the car, and then that's when I fell back and I was catching him there for a second and getting back up to him, and then I think I got tight or something and made a couple mistakes, and after that they was just too far gone. So I'll take it from early on missing the start and not sure if I was even gonna get up there. I'll take a third place.
Well, let's be honest, Devin. You're one of those guys, you like to get aggressive on that outside. And when we come here, we know the wall situation. They haven't fixed it yet for some reason. How more careful, basically what I'm saying, do you have to adjust your driving style a lot knowing you can't go up there and get in that wall or you might teleport to the pits? Because, man, and not many places we come to that are funky like this, and you got to think about stuff like that. Does it make you change the way you drive?
Yeah, you got to a little bit, especially with how you set your car up. With this car was kind of tight going in on the top, so it was pretty sketchy the whole race. And but I adapted to it there towards the end. It started to loosen up a little bit. But here lately, I've noticed a lot at Oswego. Like you always just gotta. For me, it has been more comfortable cranking the top and being able to enter all the way around the top and running it all the way around. It's been pretty fast, but I guess that kind of too. I haven't been real comfortable to run around the bottom wall just because of how shaped differently it is or whatever. So yeah, a lot of tracks you're definitely gonna have to adapt your driving style and everything else. And this place is definitely one of the major tracks where you got to do that too.
Well, Devin, man, you're able to do that tonight. You drove up through the field with a big P3, man. Congratulations. You're the point leader for a reason. These podiums add up, man. You keep it up. You're going to be bringing home the hardware. Before I kick you out of here, Devin, you know the drill, brother. Who you want to thank?
Hopefully, man, it'll be my first. I know it might not be that big, but it's my first league championship. So, yeah, I got to thank all the guys at Full Throttle Motorsports.
I would have never guessed that this is your first championship as good as you drive. That's unbelievable news to me. Really, really, it really is. I can't believe that.
Well, I mean, a lot of leagues I've had chances to, and like one I ran last season, and I ran. They had three different um, cars to them. One was an asphalt side, but it wasn't like fully related to that league, and they ended up counting it. So I only ran big blocks and big blocks and UMPs or something like that. And I had the points lead in those two, and then the overall points lead even without running the asphalt cars. And I wasn't eligible for it because I didn't run the asphalt. So there was a lot of them that I competed for, but at the same time, I also lost time to run the rest of the season. So, but yeah, I've been close. But yeah, this is the first legit one.
Oh, man, I didn't get to mute myself there. I'm choking on my own spit, Devin. I can't believe I just did that. Tried to hit the vape. Not even the weed vape, if I'm being honest. I'm a nicotine guy. And, man, that thing... choking on my own spit. But, Devin, I rudely interrupted you after you said you hadn't won a championship. You were getting ready to thank all those lovely sponsors on the car, man. Who we got on there?
Hey, no big deal, man. Yeah, all the boys at Full Throttle Motorsports, Dean at Super Dirt Car, DJ Sim Shop, Do Pro Performance, and all the Outlaw boys in the league and everything, and you for the broadcast. Greatly appreciated. Love all of them, man.
Well, hey, Devin, look forward to talking to you here again Sunday, man. Give him hell.
Thanks, man.
The Big Slow bringing home P3, and, well, that was a long interview. You know it was, but the driver in P2 never showed up, so that means we're going to this man Gas money, dude. It got interesting there at the end. The boys made you work for it, but you brought it home. How good does this one feel?
Real good, man. There's a lot of good guys in here. I knew Devin was going to be. I know him starting in the back wasn't going to stop him from getting up to the front. I just had to lock in. It definitely did. And I was concerned. I was there on the last restart. I thought I burned my tires off, but I just kept running my line. And if they passed me, they got me.
Yeah, man. You were able to do that. And I mean, Jesse, he got to the rear end of you. Did you feel that little bit of contact he gave you, man? Because you guys, after that, you ran side by side for like 2 laps. That was a fun show to watch.
Yeah, I felt him there. Whenever he bumped me going into, we were in the middle of 3 and 4. He bumped me, and I got a little sideways. I was like, "Oh, please!" I was like, and I saved it. And I knew he was catching me, but I felt confident coming out of 3 and 4 that I had the pole. So I felt confident. I just had to stay locked in.
Well, man, you were able to do just that and bring home another checkered flag. It's, I'm rooting for you in this points. I do like Devin too, but man, I love this 18. You've been a really exciting, but boy, oh boy, man, you win and Devin climbs up to P3, so he won't let you gain too many points back. But Brandon, you did what you could. You got another checkered flag here at the Big O. Congratulations, man. Who you want to thank?
I want to thank. I got my first partnership with W Energy Drinks on Tuesday. I want to thank them, my teammates, for helping me out and encouraging me to do better. Beatbox, Dirt Lake Nation, and I want to thank Anthony Morano because I wouldn't be as good as I am at this track if it wasn't for him.
Man, I thought we were going to get through a whole thing without hearing Anthony Morano's name. He didn't even hear and he made it in. You hear how important you are, Anthony? And nobody thanked his wife, Sherry, either. So I need to thank his wife, Sherry, for letting him help you. That's the right thing to do right there, Brandon.
Yeah. He's every race I've been in with him since I started. He's been a bottom guy and he does it very, very well. He taught me how to run in the bottom here, and I knew the bottom would eventually start going away, and that one caution there came out, and then on the restart, I could hear Cuddy getting closer whenever he ran that top there, and I was like, oh man, I said the bottom's going away. So, and then that last caution come out, and I think that was kind of my saving grace, but also a curse at the same time.
Well, hey, man, hell of a job. Can't wait to talk to you again. Congratulations on the big win, Brandon.
Thank you, and thank you for the streams, man. Always enjoyable.
I appreciate it, Brandon. That's gas money bringing it home. Now, I am a little confused here. We're going to look. All right, we're going to see. So, are you Jesse by any chance, Braxton? It says Braxton in Discord. You're muted. Yo, this is the broadcaster up here. Were you the guy who finished P2 in the 8? Well, not hearing him here. But hopefully, have to see here if we can get him working. I see him unmuting himself, then trying to get it to roll again. But I don't know. Doesn't look like he's having any luck, so. Well, that's the way it goes sometimes. Tough break there for the 8 of Jesse. Hopefully he can get that figured out. But with the way he drove, I've got a feeling we're going to be able to talk to this man again here pretty soon. But Jesse with a good P2 here on his first night. But that's going to do it here for the Outlaw Dirt Series. I'm Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV saying thank you for tuning in, especially if you've been here this long. If you don't mind, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't miss a show. And go turn on flow. Let's watch a little bit of high limit here tonight. Go Young Money. Have a good night.